7-0 ball game at the half.
Well, this is what it's really all about. You know, you want your offense to be able to perform against what's supposed to be the best defense in the country. They've got 1:44 to do something with it. They need a touchdown.
And they've got twins to each side with the lone setback. I believe that is Burden. Black to throw. He sets up, fires, and overthrows Aaron Ring at the 38-yard line. And Eric's throwing, running backwards.
And, you know, this is something kind of, you know, you don't think about a lot, but I know when I was throwing, you know, Eric's throwing with the wind right now. In the first quarter, he had trouble. In the fourth quarter, he's had trouble. Some quarterbacks have trouble throwing with the wind. The ball has a tendency to sail on it. I think we've seen that a little bit here in the fourth quarter. He's thrown well into the wind. I like throwing well in the wind because you could just let it air out a little bit and know the ball was going to hold up on you. He's had a little bit of trouble here throwing in the fourth quarter with the wind.
I think part of that is because he is throwing on the run, thinking he'd flip the ball out as opposed to setting and throwing. Out of the shotgun, he's going to step up. Now he throws, guns it over the middle. Ball is caught by Ring at the 50-yard line. He is down to the 40 before being tackled. And that time he did what we said. He stopped and he threw the ball.
Yeah, he didn't dance. He didn't have happy feet. He did what we've been talking about all through the game. Planted his feet, waited for the receiver to come open. The receiver was not open earlier, and he came back, made a nice catch as Eric made the perfect throw.
Minute 29 to go, ball to the 40-yard line. Twins to each side, Burden the lone setback, Black to throw out of the shotgun from midfield. Now he sets up, he's going to roll, he's got a lot of room, he's going to run to the 40 and out of bounds at about the 35, and a flag has been thrown.
That's going to hurt.
And it's a hold against Evangel.
Because really, you just look at that situation, you know, on the 39-yard line, started to play at the minute 29 left. That's really plenty of time. You have a lot of time with what is now a short field at the 39-yard line, and then Eric comes up with a big gain, turns the corner, gets out of bounds to stop the clock, but the Crusaders are going to head back to their own end of the field.
Well, it looked like from this angle, guys, that penalty was needless because the play was not going to be affected one way or the other, whether he held or not. Black was going to get the yardage he got, and it was going to be second down. Now it's going to be first and long.
Yeah, Eric was way past the defender at that point, and it's going to put the Crusaders all the way back to their own 44. That's virtually a 20-yard penalty or more.
And practically negates the great play they had just a moment ago to get into Mid-America territory.
And puts back the fact that they only have one timeout left with the minute 16. Again, the short field, the one timeout was probably plenty to get a good shot at a score. Now it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Ring, Schmidley, and Myers to the left. Dollar to the right. Burden, the running back, lines up on the right side as Black is going to throw out of the shotgun. Finds Dollar, who makes the catch at the 45, gets to the 50, but he stays in bounds, and the clock continues to run with a minute 5.
The difference in that play, where he caught at that time from where it would have been on the 39, he still could have stayed in the middle of the field where he had blockers. Now he feels like he's got to get to the outside. Wasn't as much room on the outside, and the clock still continues to run.
50 seconds left to go in the game. Black calls the play at the line. Ball on the 49-yard line of Mid-America Nazarene. Evangel needs a touchdown. The clock at 40 seconds. Black to throw. Steps up. Has time. He looks and now floats it across to Schmidley. Brandon makes the catch and is inside the 40 to the 38-yard line with a half a minute to go. The clock runs, and the Crusaders burn a timeout.
Timeout.
Boy, and if he doesn't stumble, it looks like he's got room to really go ahead and maybe pick up the first down and possibly get out of bounds, but he kind of stumbles as he makes the catch. Ends up about 8 yards shy of the first.
The only finish that I can think of that will rival this one, of course, was against Baker a few years ago when the Crusaders were down by 7 points. With 5 seconds to go, the ball was on the 40-yard line, and John Skeens threw the touchdown pass, and then Derek Clark threw the 2-point conversion pass to Skeens to win the game 43-42.
That's right, Derek Clark
threw the pass.
2-point conversion. That's not something you're going to see too often.
One of those games that it looked like the Crusaders were destined to win because the ball went through the quarterback's hands, and he caught the ball with his knees as he was falling down.
The good news in this situation, guys, is all Evangel has to do, I know that sounds tough with 21 seconds. All they have to do is cross the goal line. They don't have to worry about an extra point. Cross the goal line, they take the lead. In that case, they surely would go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point margin, but all they got to do is cross the goal line to get the lead here, and they've got 29 seconds to do that.
That sure is looking for a silver lining, saying that's all they have to do against this defense.
Well, the way things have gone today, it's going to be very, very difficult. This has just not been a Crusader day, and yet they're still in position where one play can win them the game.
But no timeouts left.
And only 29 seconds to go. Trips to the wide side of the field. Dollar to the left. Black to throw. He steps up. Now he's going to run. Now he's going to throw, and he fires over the head of a wide-open Aaron Ring at the 21-yard line.
And yeah, guys, the thing that was so bad is he had enough room, even though it was in the middle of the field. Eric could have run and got the first down. The clock would have stopped on the chain, and they could have at least downed it and had a chance. But now, I mean, you got to get 8 yards or else the game's over.
And I think he made a good decision in throwing the football. He just didn't throw the football where it needed to be thrown. I mean, he had his man open. He just put it over his head. And I think it goes back to what Rob was saying. Again, trying to throw on the run today, he's really flipped the ball, and it's sailed on him all day. This is a tough situation to get 8 yards in right here. 4th down, late in the 4th.
Ring goes wide to the right. Schmidley and Myers are with him. Dollar to the left. This could mean the game. This will mean the game. The pass caught by John Dollar. A sliding catch at the 22-yard line, and the game is still a game with 17 seconds to go.
He's got to get him on the line, though, as they set the chains and get the ball dead.
The Crusaders are there. They're waiting for the defense and the chains with 17 seconds left. As soon as the ball is marked for play, Black will probably down the football. He's under center. He'll spike it. The pass is incomplete, and the clock stops with 13 seconds to go.
Boy, to me, that takes too long to get that done. You know, you should have your snap count ready to go before the referee blows his whistle to play it, and then just have it off with 1 second.
The minute that whistle blows, you say give.
Exactly.
Drop it down.
Exactly, because there's 17 on the clock, and they did a good job of getting ready and being up on the line. There should be 16, 15 seconds still left on that clock.
Now they have probably 2 plays at the most, maybe 3, but more than likely just 2 to get into the end zone. And if anything over the middle of the field right now, it's probably not going to result in a Crusader touchdown.
Twins to both sides. Ring and Dollar to the right. Schmidley and Myers to the left. Black to throw. He sets up, and now he's going to run. A flag is down. He is going to fire for the end zone. Wide open. The ball is caught by Dollar for the score, but hold on.
Yeah, it looks like they're probably going to bring it back, and what a shame, because Eric Black has had his problems today, but that was a beauty of a play that would have put the Crusaders ahead for good.
Well, not a good time for that to happen. Obviously, a good play in trying to hook it up. The one thing that makes this worse is that look how much time ran off the clock when they were trying the play. They had 13 when they started the play. Now they lose the play, but they also lose 9 seconds off the clock. Now they only have one more play, and they have to try it from 10 yards further back.
You know, when things like this happen, you just get the opinion that you're not supposed to win today, folks.
And that's something they need to fight through. I mean, as a player, you feel that way.
Yeah.
And here on the last play, you've got to be able to say, hey, you know, we've got to fight through and make a play here. And again, if, you know, the Crusaders do not win this game, if they don't score on this play, they can point to numerous mistakes that cost them this football game, both offensively and defensively.
Myers, Dollar, Vendelin, and Schmidley wide right. Troy Clayton isolated man-to-man to the left. Here's the last play of the game. They're going long into the end zone. The ball is out there, and it is tipped. It's caught! It's caught for the score! The game is over, and Evangel wins! Oh, my goodness! Eric Black found the rabbit!
Oh, my word, in the black magic, if you want to call it, but boy, look at the ball in the end zone. Just mayhem right now. Unbelievable. A disaster rival to make her win. Like I say, similar situation, get a big play on the last play of the game. And boy, it's a happy feeling for the Crusaders.
Now you know why Yogi said it ain't over. over till it's over.
That is so right. And boy, you know, like I said, they had to fight that feeling that they're not supposed to win. And, you know, I say you got to tip that ball up when they threw it in the end zone. Looked like Jodan Vanderland got the ball up in the air, and Schmidley came in from behind and got the ball up. And as Tom Jackson will say on ESPN, if you're talking to the defense, what do you got to do?
Now, wait a minute.
Knock it down.
They're going to call it back. Mid-America's jumping up and down. They're going to say the Crusaders that maybe the receiver was out of bounds. Now, wait a minute. You've got everybody celebrating now. What's going on?
I think they have to make them try for the extra point, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, what has to happen here, and I'll tell you why, because let's don't forget, guys, that in a situation, if they try for the extra point and they block it and go back the other way, they can score.
That's right.
So they have to. Now, in any other situation, the extra point would be moot. But in this case, they have to try for the extra point because the defense does have an opportunity to score if something should go wrong.
All right, then if Eric Black doesn't take the ball and kneel down, there ought to be an investigation.
That's true.
That pass play, how long was it?
41 yards?
41 yards to Schmidley by way of the defense. The ball was tipped.
And they played it perfectly because what you do in that situation, and Jodan Vanderland did it perfectly, you got to tip it in order to have a chance for one of the good guys to catch it. If the defense is allowed to bat it down, the game's over. But he batted it up. That gave him an opportunity. And Schmidley, of course, the Mount Vernon connection, you should have figured they'd work together to get the touchdown.
Well, Scott, we're watching the replay. It was tipped by the defense, and Schmidley caught it in the back part of the end zone.
Now, what's going to happen is they're going to a penalty for delay a game, unsportsmanlike conduct, because Evangel came rushing onto the field. So they do have to attempt it, but like you said, all they got to do is down the ball. They don't have to do anything here.
Yeah, it should be a moot point here. And you know, like I say, if you're Mid-American, you're getting all excited about this, I think you're really...
But you know, you still got to snap the ball, and stranger things have happened, so they just got to take care of business.
We're going to check and see how far the pass play was. With no time remaining, the Crusaders win the game, and Black will touch a knee to the ground, and this game is over. 22-21. Black downs it, and the ball game is over. They're going to say officially 35, but the way Black dropped back to pass out of the shotgun, he threw that ball about 45 yards in the air. It was tipped by the defense and caught by Schmidley in the end zone, and shades of the Baker game.
Well, Rob, you are a soothsayer. You bring up past miracles, and here it happens again. And I tell you what, the Crusaders may look back on this win later in the year and realize how important this victory was today.
Well, one thing about it, it was a game today that was played, and I'll be honest with you, the Crusaders fortunate to win because of the mistakes. And that is one thing that they can build on positively, I guess, is that they didn't play well and yet still won.
I think it's something that Scott talked about earlier. You know, we talked about putting your defense in that bad a situation. Well, championship teams have to have wins like this. They have to make plays at certain times when maybe they haven't played very well. You see good teams that go on and win championships win games that they didn't play very well in. You have to, because you're not going to play perfect for 10 or 11 games in a season. Today was one of those days.
22-21, and I think Mitch Holtis said it best last year during one of the Chiefs' miracle comebacks, and I'll steal his line today, Lazarus was a Crusader fan.
That probably would be safe to say, I would hope.
So Evangel unbeaten at 4-0. Number 12 Mid-American Nazarene falls to 4-1, and we'll be back right after this.
Boy, did we make the banker happy. We finally paid off our mortgage in full. Hi, this is Frank Hathcock over at Springfield Lincoln Mercury Jeep Eagle. You know there are numerous news stories on how you can save money when you buy a new or used car, including stories in our local newspaper. And one great tip is to purchase your vehicle at a dealership with low overhead. And now that we've paid off the mortgage, you won't have to pay the hundreds of dollars that most other dealers must add to your price to pay off their mortgage. And if I can't show you how owning our building allows us to offer you more, I'll pull this ad off the air and I'll give you my personal apology. We know that we can save you money, and if we don't, I'll pull this ad off the air, and I'll give you my apology. Hey, we've got so many ways over at Springfield Lincoln Mercury Jeep Eagle, you're bound to like some of them. Our address,